I was tagged in another video. This time it's the luxury items I never thought I'd buy tag. Hello and welcome back, or welcome. I am Jill Maurer and I was just tagged by Andri, the lovely Andri, hi Andri, to do Chicprofessor's tag luxury items I never thought I would buy. Andri has a wonderful channel and she talks about her beautiful bag collection, and she also does these very interesting vlogs. She's usually having a glass of wine when she sits down and talks to us, which I enjoy. I love going and getting a glass of wine with her. And then Jessica, who is Chicprofessor, started this tag, and she also has a wonderful channel. She has some pretty interesting information about her bags. Not only does she talk about her bags, but she really has some good scoops on how to get things less expensive, and she shares that. She also does some outfits that she wears. She's got a very interesting channel, so check both of those women out. And now for the tag. So this tag doesn't have a list of questions. It just has you talk about luxury items you never thought that you would own or that you never thought you would buy. And at first when I was seeing this go around, I thought, ooh, what if I'm tagged for this? I'm not sure what to do, because I think about a purchase before I make one. So I thought that I don't have any of that. But then when I was tagged and I really thought about it, it is true. You know, as time goes on, you think you always planned on it, and it isn't actually true. There are things that I thought that I would never buy. The first is SLGs. I had collected handbags for years, really decades, before I bought my first SLG, other than a wallet. I always like to have a nice wallet because, you know, you have the handbag and then you pull out your wallet to pay, and I just thought that should look nice. And they weren't necessarily designer, but they always looked nice, and that was the first designer SLG that I bought. And I remember I would go into, you know, Louis Vuitton or Chanel and buy something, and they'd always ask me, do I want any of the smalls? And I thought, why would I do that? Because, you know, that is money for a small item that if you put it together, you could buy another bag. So I just wasn't clear on why to do that. So it was a little bit later, and it was actually YouTube that got me to start realizing all the things that you could do with the SLGs, how it could be organized, and how some of them you can bring out and use in different ways. The first thing I got was this Louis Vuitton key pouch, or clay, and I was hooked from there on. I love this little item, and you know, I put my keys all the way in it. It doesn't hurt the inside of my bag, and I started collecting SLGs after I got this. Now, I still don't have, you know, you see people who just have drawers and drawers of SLGs. I have a lot of handbags. I have a decent amount of SLGs, but I don't want any more than I'll actually use. So I don't have that many, but I have grown to appreciate them. The next thing that I never thought I would get would be a canvas bag. I prefer leather bags, always have, and I would look at the canvas bags when I go in, and I think they're beautiful, even especially the Damier Ebene, I think is really pretty. But they just didn't feel like they were for me. And I started watching YouTube, and I did get a couple of them and sold them because they really weren't for me. But there was one canvas bag that was exactly for me. And I never thought I'd get one, but this is my Kusama Speedy. And I have done a video on this. I was really glad that I could get this bag. I feel a connection with Kusama herself, and I love the canvas, I love the work, I love the dots, I love everything about this bag, and it is the only canvas bag that I still have, but I never thought I'd own a canvas bag, and here it is. The next luxury item I never thought I would own would be anything by Shiatsi Chen. And I have two of her bags, and I have several pieces of clothing from her. And I'm saying her, the Shiatsi Chen isn't the name of the designer, but I call it Shiatsi Chen because that's the name of the brand, and it is one designer. I never thought I would own this because I never thought that I would ever have heard of it. I never thought that I would even know about Shiatsi Chen. And the reason that I do is what's important to me and what makes me think about these bags when I look at them. The reason I know about Shiatsi Chen is one day I was looking at my frequent flyer miles, and I'd had a lot build up, not just from flying, but from using credit cards and different things. And I decided to just take a trip, and I didn't really have anybody to travel with. A lot of times there's not somebody who can afford to go with me. So I wasn't dating anybody at the time. I was divorced, and I didn't have a friend who could really afford to take the time off and go with me. And so I just did it. I decided to go. And I went around Asia all by myself, and I discovered Shiatsu Chen on that trip. So this really represents to me sort of my independence and my ability and my sense of adventure. And I never really thought that I would necessarily have that, and I did. And I discovered this brand that way. The next thing that I never thought that I would own ever, even though I owned Chanel bags, I never thought that I would own a Chanel jacket. And I own 2 now. I didn't see myself going into a Chanel boutique and looking at clothing. I don't know why. I just wasn't sure that they would last as long as a bag would. And I just never thought that I would be someone who owned one, but I do own 2 now. The first is this one, and I've had this quite a while. I actually bought this one at a department store and just loved it, fell in love with it, and have worn it for a long time. And the second one is this one, and this one I did buy at Chanel. And when you buy at Chanel, they will tailor things to you, which is really nice. This one, though, I just put on and I loved it, and the tailor kind of ran out and was looking at it and said, nothing needs to be done to this. And so I bought it and have loved it ever since, but never thought I would own it. When I bought this, it was a lot of money, and I wasn't sure. And I pictured myself as like, Jill, can you wear this? Can you see yourself in this when you're 80? And the answer was yes. And that's why I bought it. So maybe one day you'll see me in this when I'm 80. The final thing is the nearest and dearest to my heart as far as objects that I own. And I still can't believe that I do. I sometimes pinch myself. It's amazing to me. It represents so much, and just where I am in life and how happy I am in life. And I collected jewelry for years. I've always loved jewelry, always loved it. And collected estate jewelry and all kinds of jewelry. And I have always felt a connection with jewelry and with the designers that created them. But I sold it all. I sold all of my jewelry, and I created my own line. And I never in a million years thought that I would be wearing my own jewelry, that I would have my own line. It has been the biggest success as far as just following a dream and creating something from nothing, and just deciding that this is what I wanted to do. And I couldn't even explain why exactly. I just knew that I wanted to do it. And so today, every time I wear jewelry, it is something that I have designed, and I see other people in my jewelry. It is amazing. It's just such an amazing feeling. It's been a journey, and it's been a struggle. It's a lot harder than it looks. I thought, people have been, designing jewelry for 2,000 years. This is going to be really easy. It is not easy to bring a jewelry line from, thoughts in your head all the way to pieces that people can wear, that I can wear, and that other people can wear. So by far, I never, ever thought that I would have my own jewelry collection, and it's the most amazing thing. Thank you so much, Jessica, for creating this tag. You can see her videos at Chicprofessor. And thank you, Andri, for tagging me. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would love to see you again. Bye for now.